customer car in here. We are updating the chassis and the suspension. So while we got the interior out, it's a no-brainer. The customer wants some sound and heat deadener put on the floorboards and the firewall. So we're gonna do that today. We got most of the chassis work done. We've got the suspensions completely redone in the back. So it's time to put this stuff in while we're waiting on our shocks to come in. So we got It Thermo-Tec. We're using the acoustical mat. Anywhere there's not heat, this stuff will reduce road noise, rattles, stuff like that. And then we've got the suppressor. This keeps a little heat out of the cabin, and it does the same thing. It also reduces rattles, acoustics, harsh noise. I can tell you I've got experience using this stuff on personal vehicles, and it works wonders. You would not believe the difference this stuff makes. And then also it keeps some of the heat out of the car. This car doesn't have AC. It's got a big old supercharged engine in it, so it obviously makes a lot of heat, and a lot of that heat is going to get in the cabin. This guy shows this car, he cruises it, he likes to do the pro street thing with it. He's not going to race it, allegedly, not at the track anyway, so he wants to be able to drive this thing and enjoy it. So you enjoy the car a lot more when it doesn't make you deaf and it doesn't cook you like a chicken. So this stuff's a no-brainer. It's actually a great product. It's made in America. It's a high-quality product, but it's not crazy expensive. I don't remember what this stuff is per roll offhand, but it really isn't bad, and you don't use much. Really, this stuff's a no-brainer. I would put it in everything. I'd put it on a tractor if you had a tractor part. I'd put this on a tractor. I'm gonna put it in my RV. Just keep some of the sound and the heat out. So let's get started. I like to start at the firewall. Put this right here. I like to start the firewall, so we'll start with the heat and sound. So this stuff installs very easily. It depends a little bit on how picky or anal you want to get about the install, but the first thing you want to do is...
Oh, that was that coffee you were talking about? Top of the morning.
The first thing you do, get the car clean. You want to vacuum up, make sure it's nice and free of any loose stuff, dust. Maybe wipe it down with like an oil and grease remover or something. Make sure this stuff will stick. This stuff sticks just about anything. It's like tar paper. And then I like to flatten it out. Get it looking pretty good. So you can kind of mark it out the way you want. All you really need is a straight edge, a tape measure, and a knife. I know the first piece I need is 21 inches, so I'll go to a straight edge if I have one, which is going to be this one. And again, really this is all about how nice of a result you want to have when you're done. It's going to do its job whether or not you do a really pretty job about it. And if it's this kind of thing, if you're the kind of person where this doesn't bother you, that it looks ugly underneath your carpeting, well then you could really knock this out quick. But even if you take your time and you do a good job, it really doesn't take terribly long. Probably a good idea to wear a glove so you don't cut your finger off, but I just run my blade along my straight edge there so I get a nice straight cut. Now this stuff is very sticky, so once you get it in there and you take this backing off, it's going to want to stick wherever you put it. So a lot of times it's easier to work smaller pieces that you can manipulate rather than trying to get this whole thing in there at once, because you might get it stuck halfway in and then you got a big heave or a wrinkle in it, and that's just not any good. So one thing I like to do is I get the main piece cut out, and then I'll measure for any obstructions or irregularities in the car, and I'll take it out before I even get it over there. So I know that there's a roll bar tube that's going to be in my way here. So because I use that nice straight edge of the inside of the rocker, I can basically figure that I know where this is going to start, and I know that this is going to be against the rocker, so I know just how far I got to go in here. And again, this is all about just how nice you want to do it, and I like to make it look good. Does that matter? Probably not, but that's just how I roll. Probably should wear a glove right there, but you know, take a walk on the wild side. Alright, so that piece fit pretty good. Like I said, we cut it around the roll cage bar there. Got laying in there pretty good. Now, I always start at the firewall and then I'll work my way back. So anywhere I need to cut it, I can mark it with a Sharpie now or whatever, and I can take it back over there, trim it, get it fit just right. Alright, the test fit went pretty good. I do that with the backer still on it, that way it doesn't stick to nothing. You can get in there, make sure everything fits the way you like it, everything looks the way you want it to. Start the firewall, make sure you're square and you're against the rocker or the kick panel there, that way as you come this direction, it's not going to go one way or the other on you. It'll be nice and square. Alright, so it's a little challenging because we got the roll cage in here. Got this nice seat though, that makes this a lot easier. So, alright, that's enough for me to grab. So then we'll start, get it in there. Here's a pro tip. If you wear gloves, your fingers don't turn gray. If that's the kind of thing that bothers you. Now you can use a roller or stuff like that to help you push this stuff down. I guess that could save your fingertips. But I ain't too worried about it. Get this in there. Really work that adhesive down into the metal there. Hello, dear. How are you? You got to pee? Well, you better go pee. Oh, you could kiss me. Still. Won't kiss me because I'm recording. What the hell? It all comes off in one piece if you're good. That way you know you got all of it. It's all going to stick good. You really want to work your way here, because if you jump ahead, you're going to get wrinkles. You don't want that. So, this stuff really isn't bad to work with at all. So, see that? You see that? Stuck to the roll bar. It's really good stuff. It's sticky. Let's get that down around that. We're using the heat and sound ender up here because you're going to have the hottest portion of the exhaust. You're going to have the heat from the transmission. You're going to have the heat that comes off the engine and comes through the trans tunnel. I would put this stuff on everything. It's like Frank's Red Hot. I'd put this on everything. Now, as you're going, keep an eye out for bolt holes and things you're going to be covering up. I would cut those out as you go so you don't forget about them. Just covered up a seat bolt hole, so let's cover that. Let's get that cut back out. And this stuff is easy to work with. You just stick your blade on in there. Yeah. Good idea to have gloves on, huh? Now, like I said, I like to work from the firewall back, so what the next piece I'll do would be the other footwell, and then I would do the trans, and then I'd start working my way back with the other product.